All right.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
All right, we'll go downstairs this time.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was
get a soda?
crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yeah.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at
Mondays.
last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He
That's a
just
farted
hadn't
cup.
found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
You hit crouch,
and Stanley
it
marveled
cancels
that
the
he had
flying.
still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
Wow.
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Yeah.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
Yeah.
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Soda.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Oh, I can't move.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
I am a
I'm through
weirdo.
with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
Press the button. Press the button.
All I
Press
want
the
is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
That's what he thinks.
Everything will be fine.
What's normal anyway?
I am okay.
Sure. Oh.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I?
To the car.
And everything went black.
Because I hit the car. That's why I went black. That's why I went black.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Okay.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and
Oh, that's
screaming to
good.
himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the
Excuse me.
strange man.
I did not mean to
He
do
was
that.
obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my
Back
mind.
of him looks like my old boss
I
at
know
Walmart.
what is
Oh
real
my gosh,
and
that's
what
funny.
isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
That's very funny.
Then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Ran screaming, I think. And then... Alright. Whoa! 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 Can we press buttons? Not clicking the door.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh my.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh! Wow! I like this. Oh, I can't do that
When
one.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to
go
the
this
meeting
way.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, I do have to show this off. I do have
And
to show
so
this
he
off.
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either.
Alright, I'm
Feeling
gonna
a
show...
wave of disbelief,
I'm gonna show
Stanley
this
decided
next
to go
part.
up to his boss's office,
Ta-da!
hoping
It's
he might
boarded!
find an answer there.
It's boarded! I like that. Alright. I do have
Coming
to
to
show
a
something else
staircase,
off.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, it's
Stepping into his
2845.
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of
That's funny.
anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
No! No, no, not New Age music. Oh, that's funny. No. No, I don't want New Age music. Come on. Come on!
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Notice, I'm over. There we go. Alright. We want to take this back down. There's a good reason why we need to take this down. There's a very good reason. Oh, Vivek, you ready for this? I think you know what I'm talking about. Alright.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Beep.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with
Now we're
television
over
screens.
in that section.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Right, now we want to press this button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
427.
Each bore
There
the
we
number
are.
of an employee in the building.
Right
Stanley's
there.
co-workers.
Found it.
Lives
Again.
of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Right. Now I press this button.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah. Now, real quick, I have to check an email. Okay. Resume. Alright, let's just wait for a few seconds. See if the name else. Now, where's 427 again? That's 447. So 427 is where? It's 420. There he is. Cool. Alright, we do want to go back this way though. So the door finally opened. Alright. We walk back. And dance the party! Woo! Alright, let's go back. Oh, that's so fun. I love it. Oh, man. Alright, we got normal.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Alright, let's go do this next one.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Alright.
The lounge was sublime.
Give me a
work
soda!
of art.
Why won't you
What
give me
was it
one?
about this room that called so deeply?
I'm mad. I
that
shall
eager
storm.
to get back to business, Stanley took the first
Squirrel!
open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got
take this
back on
elevator.
track.
We have to take one elevator like 4 or 5 times, and I've been wanting to take this one.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he
Hold on.
needed to go, from here it's, left.
Alright.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
He's looking through a script.
Let's see, we went down...
Oh,
right,
man!
Left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Ooh, fan lights. Oh, there's not much past it. Alright.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to
I
be here
forgot that
yet.
this
This
was
is
the
all a
catwalk.
spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay.
Alright, I want to see
Just
427.
Back to,
Aha!
oh,
All the way down there.
who am I kidding?
Gotta wait for the pictures to
It's
scroll.
all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
No!
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track.
No! No!
Okay. From the
No!
top.
I wanted to see where we were. Fine.